Hey there, folks. So, last episode we went through and we finished up the tree base class, the harvestable tree. For the observant of you, you may notice the tree does look a little different. I actually went through and pulled out the entire asset pack that was being used, well, two separate asset packs for the tree, and I put in just two individual assets for that, just again to try and keep the project size down. But in today's episode, we're actually going to be going through and building on top of the tree actor and going to be doing an intermediate piece for our inventory system. So this is going to be our pickup actor. So that'll be anything that's in the world that the player character or NPCs could actually pick up and, like, say, put in their inventory. So what we're going to do, it's going to bring over the content browser here. We're going into our C++ classes, our project, when this wants to respond, into our public folder and our base classes. And we're just going to right click new class. And from there, bear with me 1 second here. I just want to double check something. Yeah. We want to go to, actually, I want to check something in Visual Studio. It's been a little bit since we did this. TF actor. Okay, so that is just the save actor interface. So that's what I wanted to check. We're actually going to want to cancel out of this, sorry. We are going to want to click on our TF actor class, right click, and derive a class from that. And the whole reason for this is our TF actor already implements the save game interface, so we want that. So we want TF pickup actor base. I'm going to create that. And then once this is done, we also, sorry, I'm just waiting for that to load up and switch things over. Just take a moment here. So we're going to go over. So what we can let that do its stuff with the editor in the background. Oh, I still have a blackout on there. I don't need that. Get rid of that in the bottom corner. So you didn't miss anything in the bottom left. That blackout was there for something else I was doing. Forgot to remove it. But anyways, so here we are in our TF pickup actor base, and this is going to be the base class that is used for all, I want to say pickupable, but that's not a word. All actors in the world that can be picked up and put into an inventory, or if you're thinking of a game like, say, The Forest, oh, there we go, where you would pick up the big logs, put them on your shoulder, it would work for things like that as well. So, okay, now that that's done, you can see it's actually starting the live code. I'm going to hop back into Unreal Engine. We're going to stop that. Build canceled. We're going to close out of that, and we're just going to close out of the editor because we don't actually need this to be open for the time being. And while that closes, we're just going to hop back to Visual Studio. So the first thing we actually need to do is have our pickup actor also include our interaction interface. So it's going to get the include for that quickly. Drop out of that. Add that. And then public interaction interface. So actually, I'm just going to quickly hop into there. We need to grab these. All right, so those are just adding in the interaction interface functions that we're going to need to define. The other ones are obviously, as we already know, those are blueprint. Oh, and as we found out from that other episode, we want to make them also blueprint callable. And actually, while we're here, I was just thinking about this one. A function. Actually, no, we don't want those to be. Anything in blueprint will be done through the raw blueprint variant. So, anyway, so we can get that. Now, with a pickup actor, well, say private, let's get these in here. We do obviously want our constructor, so we want ATF pickup actor base. And then one of the things you're going to want to have on this is a world mesh. And what that is obviously the visible static mesh that's in the world. So static mesh component pointer world mesh. So we want this one to have view property visible, no, edit defaults only, blueprint read only. We don't need to worry about a save game for this because it's going to be a derived. Actually, no. Yeah, no. I was just thinking, do we want that? And then we want meta equals allow private access equals true. Okay, and then I'm trying to think because we're going to want to expand this into okay, so this next one is just something we're going to put in as a placeholder. We'll be fixing that in the next episode when we start moving into the inventory component. Property edit, yeah, we want edit default only, blueprint read only, class T subclass, that's a class a actor inventory item, that's subclass of yeah, subclass of, yeah, okay. And what this is, and as I said, this is just a placeholder. It will be expanding it as part of our inventory system, which we'll be moving into, well, next episode at this point. This is placeholder for what is the item that's going to be added to the character inventory should they pick this actor up or this item up. And then obviously we're actually going to grab that. Int item count is 1 by default. Trying to think what else we need for this. We want to pick up text, obviously, for our get interaction text. So we want f text pick up text. No, that's not pick up text. That's interaction text equals f text, not test, text from string default. We want another U property for Actually, I think that's everything we need. Or is there more? I'm just trying to think. It's been a while since I've worked on this stuff. No, I think that is everything there. So let's quickly just add some definitions to the three interface functions. So get interaction text, it's quite simple. We're just going to return interaction text. Is interactable? Well, it's a pickup item. It's always going to be interactable. We don't need to add any logic or anything there. We just need return true. We could actually even go as far as putting that in the header. I just don't want to do that for this. So, and then finally we've got interact implementation. Now this is where a lot of the logic is going to be. We're going to be putting a lot of placeholder stuff in here for now, and in the next episode we'll start actually filling this out. And the reason being is we don't have an inventory component or anything like that, so we can't really fully implement everything there. But what we can do is actually, I'm going to do this. We're just going to gray box the code. So components start with the, oh wow, brain is not functioning. U, okay, yeah. So U inventory component pointer I equals, apparently I have some weird behavior in my keyboard today, or I just can't do it. Caller. So we have a TF character, which is our base character class. Like that's this one here. So we're going to be adding a function to that. Caller get inventory. If I actually, we don't want to use I there. That's set in the numerator. Invent comp. If invent comp add item, and what did we call these? That was inventory item and item count. Actually, I'm trying to think of. Sorry, I'm gray boxing this in my head and not really talking because I'm too worried about writing the code. So, actually, we don't need that else. And we're going to be refactoring this. This is just very rough, so I can sort of work through all of this and give you guys a rough idea of what this is going to be doing. So pickup actors themselves are genuinely pretty basic. They only hold the bare minimum amount of information. What you need to pick up, how many you need to pick up, and where it's located in the world. We do need to override the safe actor information as well, but we'll be getting that to that in a moment. So in here, really what we're doing is it's just a case of grabbing the person who's picking it up, the caller, getting their inventory component. This is a very short integer for the number remaining equals -1. That's a control number of nothing's happened yet. And then it's if the remaining is equal to 0 because we added everything to the inventory component. We don't need this actor anymore. We can destroy it. And Otherwise, item count equals however remaining, and we're done. So say you have something that's got like 10 berries, but you can only pick up 6 of them. The remaining would be 4, get saved as the item count, and then we're good. Obviously, is interactable implementation, we're returning true, and interaction text, we're defining the defaults there. So now, this is, like I said, a very basic implementation. Most of this is going to be covered as part of the next couple of episodes in this series. However, we do still need to get something like this added into the tree. So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab the include. So we're going to save everything here and actually quickly build this just to make sure there's nothing going wrong. No, we did have a fail. Blueprint read-only should not be used on private members. Oh, we're missing the meta allow private access. Because I am special. Let's fix those. Build this again. This should build relatively quickly because we have a very small code change in comparison. Still failing. I've got the editor open still. I thought I closed that. Oh, it's going to be one of those days, it seems. And I close Visual Studio in the process. Let's get that opened up again. And let's try building this one more time. There we go, it's starting to build. All right, so it's now actually saying it's got 12 actions to build. So I'm going to pause the video here, and I will be back as soon as this build completes. Alright, so that build completed, and it failed again because, yet again, seems to be common when I forget, we forgot to include the constructor, or the definition of the constructor. So we're going to fix that quickly. We are going to add some information to that, probably a little later on, but let's try this build one last time. And this should go through pretty quick, I hope. There we go. This one succeeded. So, okay. Now, let's go through and add this into the tree. So we're going to go to our treebase.h. Where did we add that in there? Okay, that's that there. So anyways, we're going to go to the source file. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm going to check something there. We're going to add in our base class. And we're also going to do, just for our own sanity, we're going to copy the ATF pickup actor base definition in our tree header. This one here where it's class a actor log pickup actor, we're going to change that to the pickup actor. So now we do need to add some additional information in here. So we have a pointer to the actor we're going to be spawning. We have the number of items we need to spawn, but we need to know where we're going to spawn them. And what I like to do for this one, we're going to copy this here. And this is going to be, copy that U property, sorry, it's going to be a T array of F transforms, spawn actor transforms. And actually, just for our initial work, what we're gonna no, we're gonna leave that like that. So back in our source file for our tree, we now have right in here, we're gonna want to add our spawn actor logic. So what we're gonna do is actually create a new function, void spawn pickups, and that's just going to be a base function, and we're going to create that definition, and in here it's just going to be a simple for loop for I equals 0. I less than, oh, how many do we say? What do we call that? Number of logs to spawn. I plus plus. Oh, helps if I get these in the right location. For int I equals 0, I is less than this, I plus plus. We're not really, actually, yeah, we do need to use that because we're going to use that in our array for transform. So f transform spawn lock equals this get actor location. Actually, we won't get actor transform. No. No, we want this, sorry, we want this as an f vector. F vector spawn lock, and this get actor location. So what we're doing here, we're just literally getting the world XYZ coordinates for the tree. And then we are going to have f transform. Actually, we want to rename that. We don't want that spawn lock. We want that as tree lock. Spawn trans equals, oh, my brain is not wanting spawn actor transforms. Spawn actor transforms I. Spawn trans dot lock set location equals spawn trans dot get location plus tree lock. So what we're doing here is we're taking the tree location and we're adjusting the spawn location. So if we say we only want this to be 50 units above the location, it will just basically result in 50 units up. And then we want U gameplay. We need to add that as an include here. Include Kismet. Gameplay statics. I can never remember the spawn functionality. I know we have that in our game instance though. Gather actor data, we want the load function. That is this one here. Oh, we don't need you. Wow. We don't need to include Kismet. So I'm going to go remove that. Or the gameplay statics, I should say. So a actor pointer log equals get world spawn actor. Which override do we want to use? So the first one is the U class, the transform parameters. Okay. We want to use our log pickup actor. So in this case, it's going to be log pickup no, that's not where I wanted you. There. Let's try this again. Log pickup actor get class, no, static class. And then we want to use spawn trans. And that needs to be that, if I remember correctly. All right. Now, this next part is going to be dependent on your game. You can enable physics on these. So log set physics, update replicator physics. Oh no, that's done in the actual actor. Sorry, that's my mistake there. So what this is going to do is spawn the pickups. Wherever the tree is currently located, we're going to grab the respective transform for the pickup for that iteration. We're going to adjust location, and we're going to spawn that actor. Now, there's one thing we want to do here, though, is if log is valid. Actually, if it's not valid, log pickup actor return. We don't want it trying to do anything in here if this isn't a valid actor. And we're missing a close brace. So now we just need to call this function. And that is where we're going to do that here. We actually want to do that right before we cause the render update for the stump. So we're going to spawn pickups. Okay, so we're going to build this one more time. Okay, that has succeeded. And now, because we're going to want to do some debugging here, I'm going to launch the editor from Visual Studio. And I just threw a breakpoint inside that spawn actor. So let's see, how quickly is this loading? That's loading pretty quick. So I'm going to just leave the video running. All right, so we are inside the editor. Bring back the content browser quickly because we do need to create our pickup actor. Come on, let me move the content browser. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go back to our content folders project folder. I'm going to open that up, blueprints, and we're going to go back into our dev. You're going to find for the first quite some time, everything is going to be thrown into this dev. And the reason being is basically we're wanting to just say these are all for development purposes only. Do not attempt to use any of these things within a final product. The reason being for that is things like we did with the tree in the last episode where we added that collision volume to trigger the harvesting, things like that. So speaking of, we will need to add that back in, but first of all, we're going to create a new blueprint in here, and we're going to just go pickup. Did I not? What did I call that? Oh, pick actor. I didn't say pickup act. I will be fixing that because that is bad naming convention. So we're going to call this dev underscore BP log pickup. All right, so just quickly here in the content browser, the other thing I did when I changed over the assets used by the tree, I also added in foliage. Nope. I'm just going to filter this down to just static mesh. You can see in here I also included a log actor. So I'm just going to select that and then move the content browser out of the way. Can go back into our blueprint. Oh, wow. Again, so this is some of the weird things I do. And again, as I've said before, why I'm going to record everything is you're going to do weird things like this. And I'll actually just bring it back up quickly. You'll notice on the left, we don't have a static mesh. So, reason being for that is I never added it through the constructor. So we're going to hop back into Visual Studio. Actually, sorry, before we do that, in the editor, we're just going to make sure that's closed. We're going to make sure everything's saved. And we're just going to close out of the editor. And there's probably a few of you out there thinking, oh my god, he even mentioned it and didn't do anything. Yes, that's the sort of thing I do. So, what we're going to do beforehand though, we're going to go into our header file. Here at the top where it's ATF actor, TF pick actor, right click, rename, new name is pick up actor base preview, and this is going to give you all the places where this is currently mentioned. So we're going to just take a look. We can see it's in the in the source file for the pickup actor. It is in the header file for the pickup actor, where the class itself, and it's also in tree base, which is where we added that. So we're going to apply. The other thing we're going to want to do is save all. I'm going to close out of the two pick actor base header file and source file, and just rename them over in the Solution Explorer. Pick actor source and pick actor header. And you just open those up. Now, it's going to cause some weird IntelliSense issues here, but it's also going to cause some other problems, genuine problems. Up here, the include header needs to be pick up actor base. And then in our tree base source, we also want to fix that. And we're going to, I'm just going to quickly build. Yes, I remember we still need to add the constructor. I just want to see where else it's failed. Oh, yeah. So in the pickup actor header file, up here, we forgot to fix that as well. So it's pickup actor base dot generated dot h. I'm going to build that one more time. There we go, and that succeeded now. Okay, so now we're going to go fix the constructor issue that I completely forgot about. So world mesh equals create default subobject, use static mesh component, text, world mesh, setup attachment, root component. All right, so we're going to build that one more time. This should build again, no issues. And then we're going to launch straight into the editor. All right, there we go. So it's going to reopen our blueprint for the pickup actor. Make sure I'll bring this over just so you guys can see. Blueprint class dev BP log pickup. Because it derives from an invalid class, please check to make sure the parent class has been removed. Oh, yes. No, you don't. The reason being for that is we change it from pick actor to pickup actor. So click delete. Is it going to let me? No. So go into that way. Delete. We're going to create a new blueprint class. And now we're going to go pick up. If I could spell pickup. There you go. TF pickup actor base. So let's try this again. Dev BP dev plus dev underscore BP log pickup. Okay, I'm going to open that up again. And now you can see we have a static mesh. So over here, I'm just going to filter it on static mesh, pick the log, and then move the content browser out of the way. We're going to set this static mesh to that. Compile and save. And then just in here, I think it's actually part of the root component. Physics. Yeah. There's a gravity. I can't remember where we enable that. Class defaults. No, that's not what we want. Class settings. Enable gravity. All right. So that is turned on. Physics. Simulate physics. That's the one right there. So that is in the world mesh. It is not on the main body. So we're going to do that. File and save. Now we're going to go into our tree blueprint. And actually what we're going to do for ease, I'm going to move this off the screen for a second. We're going to go to our static mesh. Now this is just the static mesh for the log, not the actual blueprint we just created. I'm going to bring this up, rotate it. Actually, let's go tree. We're going to copy this location. And this is a good way to do it. This way. Something I had to do with log. So we're going to paste the location in. So that is the 0, 0 effectively for what we're doing. So now what you want to do is just comparable to that. Drag it up. We want to spawn, let's say, 1 there. And we're going to hold Alt and drag it up again to spawn another one there. Now we could actually do more if we wanted to, but so we're going to bring up our blueprint now. Let me just get into the actual blueprint. And I'm going to pull this over. Come on. Thank you. So just quickly though, before we get really focused on it, we're going to go to our class defaults, spawn actor transforms. We're going to create those two. So the first index is 0, 0, 0. So that would put it at the root. But we want to look at this first one here. And we can see it is 160 units up. And then we want to look at the second one, and you can see it's 290 units up. Now, the other thing you can see is we also have a rotation of -90, or all but -90. The editor is really weird. Even though I've got it set onto increments of 10, it's got a 0.0, lots of 0, 1. But easy one, we just do a rotation -90 on the x-axis on both of these. And then what that's going to do is it's going to spawn these two logs pretty much there and there. I'm actually going to delete those quickly because we don't need them in the game world. And now we can go back into our blueprint. So you'll notice log pickup actor here is a drop down. Oh, that is actually not what it's meant to be. Let's compile and save this. And I want to go back to Visual Studio for a second and into our tree. Let's pick it back to where's our tree base. The reason being is this. It should be a subclass of. Yeah, that's why. Okay, so we're just going to quickly make that modification. We're going to hop back into the editor, move the blueprint out of the way, and we're just going to do a live code rebuild. I'll pull that over. And what failed here? Oh, yeah, it's... let's try this one more time. I missed a class in there as well. Some of this can get very picky about specifics. So there you go. That build succeeded. If we go back into here, you're going to notice it now has some options. So you have dev, BP, log pickup, or just the base class. Well, we want to use this particular one. Now, one thing you're going to notice here is there is no sphere collider. It's been removed. I'm actually going to add that back. If I could spell sphere, sphere collision. Again, we want that attached to the stump. Jack the size up on that pretty big. And then go over to our event graph. On begin overlap. Take damage. Again, you can see this is calling the TF base, TF tree base. damage amount, I'm just going to do 100, so it does this once. Other actor, and then make damage event. And they should compile, yep, and save. And then the other thing we want to do, just so we can actually see, let's just grab this, hidden in game. We're going to turn that off, so that way we can actually see the sphere in the world as we're running around. So we're going to hit play, and because we had that breakpoint I threw in at just before we actually launched, this should break as soon as we hit that, because we're doing 100 points of damage. So I'm going to walk up, there we go, we hit it. So is valid, log pickup actor, that should return false, so we're going to skip this. Ignore changes, number of logs to spawn is 2, tree location. You're, yeah, optimized away. Okay, you can see it's 0, 0 plus 290. There you can see it's 1730, 1330, 290. So, all right, we've hopped to that. On harvest BP, didn't throw an error, so we continue. Hit F8. Well, where'd the logs go? Well, it seems I've missed something. All right, I've obviously missed something there, and I thought that was all that was needed. So, might have something to do with the live code edit. I'm not sure. We're going to save this. We're going to close out of the editor. And just in case, I'm going to go log set actor transform. We're going to just say spawn trans. And then, oh, was it gengine write debug? No, debug on screen. I'm trying to remember. On screen debug message. Nope. Add on screen debug message. That's it. Key is 0. Float time to display is -1. F color is going to be red. Log spawned. And we don't need to worry about the rest. Alright, so let's build this one more time. And this will just rebuild everything because we did make those couple of changes. Use the live code editor. Might also have something to do with the simulate physics, so I'm going to turn that off the first time just to see. The whole aim of this is just to have that object spawn into the world. So, okay, so I'm going to hop into here, and physics. All right, open the full. And this is where simulate physics, enable gravity. This is where I do like to highly recommend not doing what I was doing and throwing in additional things over and above what you were trying to achieve. So in this case, throwing in physics because it's not needed. Like at this point, the whole purpose of what you're trying to do is get the item to spawn in the world, not to get the item to spawn in the world and then fall over with gravity. So in here you can see we still have our take damage event. We still have our on harvest BP. So we're going to just save, even though I just move this out of the way, and we're going to try this again. And actually what I'm going to do this time, I am going to remove this breakpoint on the first attempt, just because I want to see this in real time. So that's new. Okay. Let me find what that is. UE5 C++ on screen message. Print the screen using C++. What did I do differently? If G engine. Okay, I'm just going to copy that. So this is something, if you guys are interested, actually I'm going to do that. I'm going to copy that. We are going to go into our TF utils. And we're going to add a define. No, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll do that in another episode. I was going to create a define with a macro to log that information, but I don't need to go that far. Again, getting sidetracked. So we want if G engine, simple syntax. So we're going to grab that. Actually, let me see. If G engine, what did I do? That? Probably this. Text. Change that to -1, and I'll put that up for 10. So I'm going to keep it at red. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure exactly why that's different, but or what was different there, but obviously there was something different. So we're going to build and try this one more time. Hopefully this actually gets the actors to spawn. Oh, and now it decides it's going to take some time to compile. Oh no, there we go. So that built real quick. All right, so we're now into the editor again. Let's come on. Move the content browser. Okay, we're going to hop into plain editor, and we're going to give this one last try. Yeah, we're responsive, so access violation reading. Okay, this is making no sense because this is okay. Well, it looks like we're not going to be doing that, so I'm just going to do this. So we should actually see multiple messages. So that makes no sense. I have used that debug function, on-screen debug message, multiple times. And I can say from personal, past experience with certainty, the particular forum post that I grabbed, I have used that exact format and that exact post to get it numerous times in the past. So I'm not sure what's going on there. That may be something that changed with 5.4 that I'm unaware of. I will have to dig into that. That particular one is something I will do between episodes. I'm not going to do that on screen because that could be a lot of just digging through very tedious information and debugging very basic stuff. Anyways, so we've removed that code. Let's go in here. We'll try this one final time. Deja vu. Okay, run forward. Access. The log's not being spawned, that's why. Okay, if is valid log. Why is that not being spawned? No, not. Control Y, Control C. I've got a keyboard lock. Okay, let's just. A sticky key or something pressed down that's blocking my copy paste, so I'll deal with that after the video. So this is the other sort of thing you're going to deal with a lot when you're working in Unreal Engine. Don't get me wrong, the engine itself is rock solid. Yes, it has its quirks. It's still based off a game engine that was designed for first-person shooters. Unreal Engine is the engine behind Unreal Tournament originally, and it's been improved upon a thousandfold since then. So there's still certain limitations, like huge open world games. There's been a lot of improvement in that for in Unreal Engine 5. Still not the best. There's better options out there. I don't know what they would be though. All right, so we're not spawning. Why are they not spawning? Okay, so let's throw a breakpoint in there. This will be the last thing we do, and then next episode will probably be further digging into why this isn't working. So just trigger this. Okay, so it's 1730, 1330, 1600, which is what we want. Our rotation is off. Let's actually excuse me. Our rotation's off. I'm not worried about that. Our scale is right, so we're good there. Okay, so add watcher to log. Been optimized away. I hate how it does this. Log is null. I think it's this. Okay. Let me just look at that again. Game instance, actor class, which is the U class. I think I know exactly what I did here. Get class. Let's try that one. The difference between the static class, there's obviously an easy way to tell. I constantly am getting the implementations of get class and static class mixed up. I think this one is wrong as well, to be honest, but okay, let's give this one final shot. Okay, we're gonna walk forward and trigger our, there we go. Okay, so log is optimized away, spawn transform, tree lock. Well, let's check that. Rotation is still mixed up. Let's have a look at these though. I just want to check. Maybe that is right. Minus 90. Log is still null. It's something with the spawn actor from subclass. That's what it is. apparently I'm meant to be using a cast. Template cast? Okay. Well, I'm going to try my way, and then I'm going to try what I just Googled, and if that doesn't work, then we will have a new episode, where the next episode is going to be fixing this. So, log is still null. Alright, so apparently I need to use a template cast. Spawn actor. Did I do that in my game instance? No. No, maybe we have to fix that. ATF pickup actor base. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Spawn actor will can transform spawn parameters actor just spawned. No instance of overload you world spawn actor matches argument list. What are you complaining about? Oh, I got a bracket. Oh. Spawn trans. I don't know, this doesn't sound like it would work, but maybe. Alright, last try. Then we've hit the hour mark, so. No, okay, I was wrong. So this is the correct method. Log is now valid. Spawn transform on harvest BP. Let's break that blueprint, get rid of that breakpoint. And there you go. You can see we now have 2 logs sitting there ready to be further worked upon. So with that, folks, thank you for watching. I know the last probably 20 minutes of this episode were not exactly fruitful, but it was me debugging through my own flawed code. Again, as I've mentioned in numerous episodes, this is programming. It's how things work. You write code, you make sure it works, you find a problem in the code. Nobody's perfect. If there's a developer who tells you they write perfect code every single time, don't believe them, because they're not writing the code themselves. But with that, folks, so next episode, was that going to be episode 15, 16? So it'll be 17, actually. This is episode 16. So episode 17 is going to be finishing up here with the tree. I do want to, as you guys have probably guessed, add physics to those logs. And then I'm also going to start work on a harvestable actor. So that's going to be things like berry bushes and stuff like that. The reason being is I do, as I said at the start of the episode, the next big project is going to be the inventory system. It's just I do need a little more time to do some thinking and just initial designs for that. So anyways, folks, I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.